What former Benton High School basketball player was on the same team as the Fab Five, Adolph Rupp's first championship team? Mr. Bill asked me if I wanted to go. That's the third time he's asked me. The first two times I couldn't go. I can't tell him no 3 times in a row. You look rough. What? I said you look a little rough this morning.
Coming the first time? Oh, you talking about on Facebook, I'm sure?
No.
What?
Well, your hair is a little misty.
Man?
Yeah.
Oh, you haven't seen me early when I came out here at 9 o'clock? I mean, before I could take a shower, I had to bring starter when it was dugout rub. I'm pretty got personal. I said, I'll let you take a picture. I want an average picture. This is the average. What shirt have you got on here? Top right. Okay, all right. It's good.
What's up, sir? How are you? Good, sir. You too. You ready?
Get set for what should be a nice matchup between two teams that made it to their regional finals a year ago. And both teams have gotten off to good starts here in the 2019-2020 season. Both of these teams will have a little bit of size to go with this here today as well. So I think we've got ourselves a good game on tap. Jason, you've had an opportunity to watch a lot of this Hoopfest here so far this year, and again, another great great event going on in Draftonville.
Oh yeah, and last night was about as full as it's been in a couple of years. We had a fantastic crowd last night. Mostly, I think, to see Madisonville and Marshall County. It was an individual matchup between Kenny White and Zion Harmon, I think, was much anticipated, and it ended up being a good game and lots of runs in that one, but Madisonville came out on top.
Madisonville with a quick turnaround. They'll play coming up immediately following this game against McCracken County, and that should be another nice matchup. Kenny White and with the Murray State signee Sybil's with them with the McCracken County team. It should be a fun game there as well.
Be interesting to see how they do on a quick turnaround like that. And, McCracken, regional semifinalist or finalist last year. Of course, looking to take an extra step, and I think Madisonville's favored in their region again, so it should be a great matchup.
The Anna-Jonesboro Lady Wildcats will have this starting lineup: Addie Dennison, who is a sophomore, Jaylee Watkins, a junior, Kristen Edmonds, a sophomore, Michaela Bundred, a senior, and Anna Hess, a junior. We were not given any vitals on their heights or what position that they happen to play, but that is the starting lineup for Coach Matt Denny and Anna-Jonesboro, coming out of the River to River Conference in Southern Illinois. The Lady Marshals will look like this. At the guards, it's Lane P., 5'2" junior, with Kaysen Connor, 5'7.5" junior, and Presley Jessic, who is a 5'6" junior. Front court, Jada Driver, 5'9" sophomore, and Hallie Lange, 6'1.5" sophomore. Lange earlier in the week was named as the 20th best player in the Commonwealth of Kentucky by the Courier-Journal, and that happening again just as she being a sophomore. We had some blood that spilled onto the court in the last game, and it was pretty much from end to end, and looks like they're tending to some more of it right now, and Athletic Director Mike Johnson taking care of those duties. He's been busy this weekend in a lot of different ways. As last night's last game got over about 12:45, he had to be here at 7 this morning, and so running on little sleep, and
that's why Mike makes all the money around here.
That's exactly right.
A man of many talents. I was late getting here, but I understand we had a little fireworks session on the Chicago Curry bench side of things. Maybe some objections to the officiating in that last game.
Yeah, that was the understanding that I had as well. I missed all that, but apparently we did. We have had a number of college coaches and assistant coaches that have been here scouting this weekend, including Auburn head coach Bruce Pearl, who was here just a few moments ago, and I'm sure is getting ready to visit with the guys he was here to see. Casey Long from Murray State is also here. As we deal with this little delay here, Lady Marshals are wearing their home whites, and Anna-Jonesboro in the royal blues as we get set for basketball, as Mr. Terry Apple will get set to throw this one up in the air. Dan Lange, the head coach of the Lady Marshals, also one of our color analysts and former Marshall and Vanderbilt Commodore, and also NBA alum, co-SEC Player of the Year with Stromile Swift back in 2000, as he does a little house cleaning as well. Mike still looking over the spots. An interesting delay to start this one here.
A blood delay.
Yeah. I don't know that I've ever seen this much. I mean, where was this multiple guys or was one guy just, I mean, how could he have any, you know, he must have passed out somewhere.
Perhaps the Red Cross is on its way here.
Yeah. This is, you know, I've been at this a long time. I can't tell you I've ever seen this delay. Now, I tell you one delay that happened at the Sweet 16 one year was that there was a mascot that was a panther, and the panther had seen his better days, and he was jumping around during the starting lineup, and he shedded so much that it caused about a 5-minute delay before the start of the game. And then there was a stanchion that he was behind, and a ball went out of bounds on the end line, and it caught him right where gentlemen don't want to be caught. And it was one of the funniest things I've ever seen to see the mascot rolling around, writhing in pain. I felt for him, but at the same time, it was pretty funny. Here's Marshall County with the opening possession, and Lange will be called for a travel on the high post. Took off before she had that one. Jason, something they're going to do here, they've done this the first couple of games, is they put Hallie at the point here of this 1-3-1, and it has been a superb defensive set for Marshall County.
Well, obviously having somebody with her size is a big advantage. You're talking about a point guard looking in on somebody with Lange's length.
In to Kristen Edmonds, the shot won't go, and Anna-Jonesboro back with the possession. This will be their first time to really set up an offense here in this first quarter. Straight away, it's Edmonds. Edmonds works over to Addison Denny. Now back out straight away. It is Bundren, and the shot won't go. Loose ball and picked up by the Lady Wildcats. Anna Hess back out high now for Edmonds. A three won't go. Lange comes down with the board for the Lady Marshals. We played almost a minute. Here comes Lane P into front court. In the corner, Jezik, a three, good. Presley Jezik starts the game off for the Lady Marshals with a three.
She has one of the prettiest shots of anybody on this squad.
And this is a young ball club, and very, very talented. Lange straight away, foot on the line. As she let that one go, it won't go. Addison Denny looks ahead now for Anna Hess, who will lay it in. This will be a good early season test for the Lady Marshals here. Three returning starters from last year's team for Anna-Jonesboro. Jezik out to Connor. A three is good. The 5'7.5" junior Kaysen Connor makes it 6-2 Marshall County. 6:05 to play here in the opening quarter. Here's Bundren. A look down inside, and wide open is Addison Denny. Somebody missed the assignment there. It's a 2-point lead for the Lady Marshals as Lane P finds Hallie Lange with her first basket. Good look from Lane. 8-4. Lady Marshals on top, 5:40 to play here in the first quarter. Trap out high. Able to find it is Bundren, and now a jumper won't go. Jada Driver with the rebound. Ahead for Lange, and may have been fouled, no call. And here come the Lady Wildcats. Watkins. Jaylee Watkins' shot won't go. Baseline, it is Anna Hess, and into the paint, picked off here by Connor. Driver to Jezik, shot blocked, good defensive play by Watkins, but she was out of bounds. Reagan Cruz, senior, will replace Addison Denny. This Jonesboro ball club, I can tell you that most of them are somewhere between 5'7" and 5'8". Just basing that off of looking at them against some of the Lady Marshals. Again, we weren't given any of that information. Kristen Edmonds with a layup that is good. 8-6. Marshall County's lead at 2. Jezik. Here is P. The three won't go, but Langie's able to track it down. Spin move into the lane. What a shot.
Left-handed.
She's got a lot of talent. And able to smile, as our public address announcer referred to her as Hannah. I did that last year a number of times. Anna Hess. I had broadcasted Hannah's name for 4 years. And that one is just a little too close with Hallie. And the same number. And inside, a foul. Hallie will head to the line. The foul will be on Kristen Edmonds, and that will be her first, and Hallie will head to the line. Trying to extend the Lady Marshals lead with 3:56 to play here in the first. Free throw rattles home.
A couple of different options on that foul. I believe she got hacked on both sides.
Yeah. Lange gets them both. She's got 6. It's 12-8. Lady Marshals, 3:50 to play here in the first. Watkins along the baseline. Here is Cruz, and she's fouled. This one is on Hallie. That'll be her first. Again, after this one, Madisonville North Hopkins and McCracken County. It's a 1:30 start.
Nice crowd for the morning session.
Yeah, I don't know what the difference is, but we have had good crowds in every session this year, and that's something that the past few years, we can't say that has been the case. Connor to the corner, shot by Jezik, won't go, but it's good to see that we've got a lot of folks out here. And I think one thing that helps, though, Jason, is that this Lady Marshals game has been moved from the first game of the session to now the third game, because the night gets late on the Friday night session and everybody's buying the all session passes. They're not buying the individual passes that are from this particular area, and so with that, they're going to come after they get their 8 hours of sleep in.
Yeah, I'm not sure when the last game concluded last evening, but it was late. I don't think it even got started until after 10 o'clock.
Yeah, it was midnight before things were settled up. Anna-Jonesboro with the basketball, right side. Here is Watkins, and the three is good. Jaylee Watkins ties the game at 12 with 2:50 to play here in the first quarter. Jezik to Connor. P, cross court back to Jezik. Lange now high. Lady Marshals being patient here offensively. And a three out high by Hallie won't go. Here's Edmonds. Back out to Watkins and over to Bundren, and the three gives AJ the lead. Michaela Bundren gives the Lady Wildcats a 3-point advantage. Here goes Connor. Nice look now to Lange in the post, and her last two have been flat and hard.
She had some space there. Maybe next time that opens up, take another dribble and get a little closer.
Neely Northcott will replace Hallie. Neely, a 5'10" sophomore. 2 minutes to play here in the first. 3-point lead for the Lady Wildcats of Anna-Jonesboro. Watkins. Here's Bundren again. Buried 2 in a row from beyond the arc. And it's a 6-point lead now for Anna-Jonesboro. Lady Marshals need a bucket. Connor. Into Driver. Nice pass and a nice seal by Driver, but the shot won't fall.
That was a good entry pass. Just got to make it on the conversion.
Watkins. Bundren. Now over to Denny. Cruz back to Bundren. The 3 this time won't go. And Marshall County has it. 3 by Jezik is good. Presley Jezik with her second 3 of the game. And the lead is 3 for Anna-Jonesboro. They may hold for the final shot here. Kristen Edmonds now will hang a 3. It won't go, but coming down with it is Bundren, and she puts it up. It won't go. 24 seconds to work with here for Marshall County. Ahead is P, just inside the line. It won't go, and along the baseline, we've got a ball out of bounds, I guess is what we ended up calling there. I didn't see a possession change.
No foul.
So it'll be Anna-Jonesboro basketball. Marshall County may have jumped the gun a little bit there with the shot clock, or with the game clock.
Yeah, I think they would have, Dan Lange would have preferred to dribble that one out.
This gives Anna-Jonesboro a chance to add to the lead here to end the quarter. And here is Edmonds to the basket, lays it in. It does count. And Kristen Edmonds with 4. And the lead for Anna-Jonesboro is 5. It's 20-15 at the end of 1. More of the 2019 CFSB Marshall County Hoopfest presented by the Grind Session on Tanager Sports after this. Second quarter action from Draftonville about to get underway. Lady Marshals will have the basketball. I mean, really, they could have, had they worked that clock out, they would have had an opportunity for a 2-for-1, really, to end the quarter there and then get this opening possession. Instead, they gave up 2.
Potential 5-point swing there.
Connor out to P. Starters back in. Well, check that. Neely Northcott is still in the game as she replaced Jada Driver. A 3 won't go. Lange keeps it alive. Connor comes down with it. Back out to P. Jezik. Over to P. Good ball movement by Marshall County, and Jezik on a drive.
Oh,
on a
like
contact there. Here is Bundren. Out to Cruz. Cruz Throws a pass off the foot of Bundren. She's able to track it down, though, and comes back out high. Sydney Rawls is into the game, senior for Anna-Jonesboro. Seeing her first action. Cruz gets past the Marshall County defense and puts it in. Dan Lincoln holds his hands high. In the corner, it's P. For a moment, there was an advantage for Northcott as her defender had fallen down. Here is Lange to the basket, puts it in. And a bad pass is tipped by Marshall County.
Anna-Jonesboro, as you can imagine, paying all kinds of attention to Hallie Lange. Nevertheless, has 8 points to lead the Lady Marshalls.
6:19 to play here in the first half. This is going to be one of those Dan Lange wake-up speeches here, as it's 22-17. Anna-Jonesboro with the lead. We'll continue from Graftonville in just a moment. This is the 2019 CFSB Marshall County Hoopfest, presented by the Grind Session on Tanager Sports. .6:19 to play here in the first half. It's 22-17. Anna-Jonesboro with the lead. Murray State commit Jackson Civils, and McCracken County will take on Madisonville North Hopkins in the game that follows this here in session 3. Anna-Jonesboro on the attack. It is Anna Hess. The shot won't go. It's out of bounds to Marshall County.
3 fouls total through the first 10 minutes played in this one.
I do like that from the standpoint of hopefully it makes for a quicker action. Here's a 3 that won't go. We have played pretty quickly here so far. Here's Cruz. Over to Bundren. Now to Watkins. Jordan Reed will get set to check in for Marshall County. As well as Mia Teague. Ball fake and drive on the baseline. That was a nice move by Reagan Cruz.
Completely faked out her defender there.
24-17. Anna-Jonesboro builds on their lead. Lane P comes out to Kaysen Connor. And to Lange, turns and got it to go. Lange in double figures now with 10. She leads all scorers. 24-19 with 4:55 to play in the first half. Into the paint cutting, it is Hess. Her shot won't go. Jezik taps it over toward Connor, and Kaysen was out of bounds. We'll see Addison Denny check back in for the Lady Wildcats. She will replace Bundren. Northcott and Jezik out as Mia Teague, 5'7" freshman, and also Jordan Reed, who is a 5'9.5" sophomore, check in. A bounce pass into Hess. They do a lot of cutting into the paint especially, and do it very well. Here goes Lane slashing to the basket. It won't go, but Marshall County is able to keep possession. Here's Connor. Teague had her 3 blocked by Addison Denny. 26-19. AJ with the lead. Here is Cruz. Look down inside. Ball swatted away by Reed out of bounds.
Anna-Jonesboro with a very much balanced attack so far. They've got 6 players on the scoreboard.
And, you know, this is one of those kind of growing situations for Marshall County, is that right now Lady Marshalls have 2 players that are just in their 3rd varsity game out there against a very experienced AJ ball club. Now, they've done a good job in the first 2 games, but at the same time, there is much to be said for having that opportunity to just play at this level. And we've got a timeout here for AJ, and so kind of growing on the run and learning on the run for the Lady Marshalls. And that can be said a lot down the line as well. It's not just the 2 that are in there now, but minimal minutes last year for some of these players that are expected to step up, as there was a number of seniors that were lost to graduation for Dan Lange, and he has no seniors on this year's ball club.
And that brings up the prospects for next year, not losing anyone.
The biggest issue that Marshall County is facing right now, as this program with its historic winning standards, is that basketball in general, and it's not just with Marshall County, but basketball in general is losing players to volleyball right now. And while that's great that that sport is growing, it is, especially some of the taller players that you used to have for post play, a lot of those are sticking with that now. And hopefully the numbers will grow back. And it doesn't really affect them right now, but it's just some of the numbers from the middle schools are kind of scary. The few players that are on those rosters. Watkins looks inside, and a ball knocked away by Reed, and here come the Lady Marshalls. I think there will always be a winning part of this Marshall County program, because there are plenty that are still interested, but it is something that is a little concerning with girls basketball. Denny down to the baseline for Edmonds, and she travels.
I think you're seeing a similar situation with football. I mean, with the concerns about CTE and head injuries and all the other injuries that come along with football, I think a lot of parents are steering their kids toward other less violent sports, especially soccer. Soccer around here has grown exponentially over the last 20 years, and it used to be some of the better athletes were geared toward football and basketball, obviously, but now a lot of the good athletes you can find them in the soccer game. So.
And that's a program here that has been one of the tops in the state, both on the boys and girls side for, well, since it began. Right side, here's a 3 by P that won't go. On the run, it's Edmonds. The shot won't go, and did we get a tie-up? We did. One of the most physical tie-ups you'll see. The KHSAA has opened up as they go inside here for Edmonds. It wouldn't go, but she's able to get the follow. The esports world now as well, and I guess that's fine. Still not sure that's a sport. It's a brain activity. Lange over to Kaysen Connor. Jumper won't go, but there's Lange with the follow and the foul. Lange now with 14. And a chance for one more.
40 and Hess, her first. Team second. Into the game for the Marshals, Jada Driver.
Alley to the line. Cuts it to 4. 28-24.
Nice form on that shot as well.
Her old pops has done a pretty good job of teaching both of his daughters and also his young son a good shooting form. Driver 3 off. And it's Edmonds with it.
That was always Dan's advantage, is that shot up in high school, grew up as a guard, knew the fundamentals of handling the ball and being able to shoot. And once the height kicked in, it was sky's the limit for him.
Yeah, we were talking last night. In middle school, I played center, and he played guard. And now he's a full foot taller than me.
Foul on number 22, Jordan Reed, her first.
Jordan Reed
Third.
with the foul. Dan ran into a elementary classmate and did not think about it at first, and he saw the name that we kept announcing for University Heights, William Bryan, and he started looking around the gym like, I think I know that name. And he looked around and he's like, I went to elementary school with that guy. And so he came down at halftime, and old friends caught up there. And he's like, when did you grow? 29-24.
Well, this time it appears the directive has been given to dribble it out and take one last shot.
Yeah, Dan looks pleasant right now. 8 seconds to play. First half, here goes Connor. It's to P. Straight away, got a good look at a 3. It won't fall. And there's Lange, and it's knocked away from behind, and that'll do it for the first half. Lady Marshals look a little sleepy here to get this one going. And Jason, have you got here? Yeah, Dan Lange will be here for the visit. And nope, Skylar, nope. Here we go with the interview with Dan Lange.
Down 5.
Well, we did cut it back, but I mean, we're not going to win a lot of games if we play defense like that. We're not talking, we're not moving, and it's not indicative of how we play. And there's no excuse for that. I mean, when it's game time, it's game time. You got to be ready to play, and they're just beating us because our girls pass, we let them face cut, we scream, they scream, we don't talk, and it's just we don't get it fixed. I mean, we're going to end up with a loss. I know that.
Is that your message going into the team at half?
It might not be that nice, but it'll definitely be a message about defense.
I'll let you get to your team, Coach.
I appreciate it.
Yeah. We'll be back with the second half here in 9 minutes.
29-24. The lead belongs to Anna-Jonesboro here at halftime. Second half coming up in just a few moments. This is the 2019 CFSB Marshall County Hoopfest presented by The Grind Session on Tanager Sports.
The thing about basketball I love is winning, pretty much. It's my favorite thing. I hate to lose. And second thing I love is just getting better at the game. You know, it's a real fun game to play, and getting better is just a great thing to see. Like, progress for me is just always great to see.
This game of basketball, I love the competitiveness of it. and the challenge I get from it, and I take it real serious because I love the game itself. I don't disrespect it. I respect it a lot, and I work hard at it.
I love basketball because I just been around it all my life. All my parents played it, and I just inherited the love and passion for the game. The one thing I would say is the atmosphere, and the competitiveness. You can sense that out as soon as you walk in the gym. I just love that type of atmosphere.
I just love basketball ever since I was a kid. My dad played it, and I'm trying to get it from my mom. One thing that inspired me is my family, my city. I do it for them.
The reason why I love basketball is because I'm a very competitive person. That's why I store all my energy. When I'm on the court, I'm at peace. And to be honest, I don't know. I'm just a really competitive person, and I think basketball is where I can put everything at. It's the place where I can put all of my energy and my anger. I wasn't really fortunate, and basketball is where all my abilities and my talents fall into place, and I just feel like that's what keeps me going. That's what I work on. That's my craft, and that's it.
The grind session is a great circuit. Kind of reminds me a lot of AAU, playing against the best players, best talent, night in, night out, and it's something that I love to do because playing against this type of talent, it only makes you better. I don't want to come out here and just waste my time and play against some guys who can't play. If I'm gonna play, I want to play against the best.
The grind session is a good experience, and it's a lot of competition, and it's a good way for me and my teammates to get noticed. I'm just really trying to show who the best player is, who the best team is, and I'm trying to show that I'm the best player. So,
the grind session is probably one of the best tournaments and to have the best events in the country. Anytime you can have that much talent in one gym, going against each other every night and competitive, is just remarkable. For one, it lets you know where your game stand at. Going against these top dudes every night, you just got to bring your A game. You can't have no off day. You just got to go hard and just hold your ground every game.
The grind session has been a grind. It's a great tournament. It's a great idea. Whoever thought of it, and it's been tough, but I like it because it really challenges me. And our team has been a little bit setback. We've been short on a few games because we have a few injuries. But that's the beauty of it because none of it is easy. None of the games are easy at all. We've been playing against the top guys in the whole American country and Canada. They've been playing against everybody in the U.S. here, and it's been crazy.
Oh yeah, the grind session is pretty competitive, to be honest. The last couple of games I played in grind session has been pretty hard. I really had to play to my top game, and no rest, no breaks during the game. And I don't know, I just really like it. It's just really competitive. A lot of great players are in this little tournament, and I just really enjoy playing against them.
Welcome to the grind. This is the grind session.
It was a 9-9 second quarter. It was a 5-point lead at the end of one at 20-15, which has led to this 29-24 halftime advantage for the Lady Wildcats. Anna-Jonesboro out rebounding Marshall County 19-13 in that first half. And the shooting percentages 44.4% for Anna-Jonesboro, 36% for Marshall County. Orange on the attack and the ball picked off. This is Addison Denny. Floats it over to Watkins, and Jaylee Watkins puts it in. 31-24. AJ on top. Jezik. Connor and now P.
Don't go too low.
Anna-Jonesboro has switched defenses a bit here in this second half. The three out of the corner won't fall, but there's Connor with the putback, and that is good to see, and hopefully this ball club can turn on the offense here in this second half. The foul is on lane P, and that will be her first. This has been a relatively foul-free game. Just the sixth foul combined called in this one. Second free throw also falls for Bundren. She's got 8. 33-26. Anna-Jonesboro on top. Here's Lange in the paint, and it won't go. Shooting woes continue for Marshall County. Watkins to Denny. And a long one won't go from Edmonds. Here's P. It's 2-on-2. Lane looked across, but it's knocked away. Good defense, but Marshall County able to recover. Connor to Lange. Back to Kaysen. P.
Sit, Addie, sit, Addie.
Marshall County being patient again, looking over this defense. Lane on a shot fake and then puts it up. It won't go, but there is Kaysen Connor. And Connor with her second chance opportunity here in the third. Back to a 5-point game. Edmonds works straight away. Now the one thing also to keep in mind is that these Illinois teams start a couple of weeks ahead of Kentucky teams, so more games under the belt for Anna-Jonesboro. And you can tell that they are a well-oiled machine. They tend to see each other and know where each other are going to be, especially on these fast break opportunities they've had. And just the sixth of the game. Corner three is off. Driver trying to keep it alive, but it's taken away. Here's Edmonds to the baseline for Hess. Watkins now. Kristen Edmonds behind her back on the dribble. Comes back out now to Watkins. AJ doesn't seem to go deep to their bench, though. That is one thing that maybe as this game goes on for Marshall County that they can take a little bit of advantage of. Reagan Cruz will pop up off the bench now for Anna-Jonesboro. But the Lady Marshalls don't go all that deep themselves at this point in the year. They'll have to develop that as they continue on, and that's a nice play that off of Jezik Glasto. I really thought that Presley got it and hit it off the shin of Edmonds, but it will stay with Anna-Jonesboro. No argument from anybody else, so I had a bad view of that one. we're in a tough spot to see how that baseline works there. Ball fake and a drive by Hess. Good move, it just didn't go. P looks up ahead and the ball sails out of bounds. So Marshall County will have it on the sideline. .4:18 to play here in the third. 33-28, Anna-Jonesboro. They've come from behind to take the lead and haven't relinquished it. And a nice spin move by Jada Driver, and she's fouled. The foul will be on Jaylee Watkins. That's her first. And the first on AJ here in this third quarter. Free throw won't fall for Jada Driver. 5'9" sophomore will try again. Injured last year and really getting first true long opportunities in games. And the rebound, putback, won't go. Straight away, here's Cruz for three. This one is off, and Marshall County comes away with it. Lane looks ahead now for Jezik. Gets baseline, shot blocked. Good defense from Edmonds. And here come the Lady Wildcats, leading by 5. We've been stuck on this score for a little while. Cruz. Over to Hess. Into the paint for Hess again, and now a three that won't go. Over in the corner, it is loose and comes back out to Bundren. And now a timeout for Anna-Jonesboro. 3:17 to play here in the third. It's 33-28, and this is a 30-second timeout. Again, Madisonville, North Hopkins, and McCracken County coming up next. Jackson Sibbles, the Murray State commit, and son of Scott Sibbles, former racer, and now the head coach of the McCracken County girls team. Longtime coach in the first region, was at Callaway County for years and years and years before that. At a 4-4 quarter so far here in the third. Both teams with 4 points apiece. Watkins. Over to Edmonds. Reagan Cruz. Out to Watkins, a three won't go. Rebound to Jezik. Jezik then had it knocked away from behind by Bundren. .240 to play here in the third. Now the handoff and basket by Watkins. 7 now for Watkins. It's 35-28.
Let's go, turn it up.
Driver straight away. Here's Connor.
Hands off.
Connor is an off it. Oh my goodness gracious. That is. Wow.
Her second. Team second.
Connor picks up the foul. That is her second. Cruz bobbling out high now as Watkins. She starts on her dribble. Edmonds over to Bundren. Just turning the offense over here. AJ, and a three is good. 11 for Bundren. Biggest lead of the game now for either side at 10. Connor to Jezik, and she is fouled. This is on Kristen Edmonds. That'll be her second, and this will put Presley Jezik at the stripe.
Nothing easy. Nothing easy.
Swatch, you ready for K-State? You ready for K-State? Box out, let's go.
I did not know that. I thought the spelling was interesting because it is with the one S. I've seen girls' names Presley before with two S's, and so I had wondered, but I didn't know that. A drive by Cruz won't go, and it's out of bounds, and it will stay with Anna-Jonesboro. I just absolutely love it when officials turn and blow the whistle right into the microphones. That's one of my favorite parts of games. My goodness. 38-30. Reminds me I need to go get a couple fillings. Ooh. Here's Watkins. Drive, may have walked, and here comes Marshall County. Cut back into this here with a minute to play. Down 8. Lange works straight away. Jezik. Here's Connor, finds a seam and lays it in. Connor with 9. And it's 38-32. Mia Teague and Jordan Reed back in for Marshall County as well now. Watkins. Connor right there with her. 25 seconds to play in the third. Six-point lead for Anna-Jonesboro. They'll start to work around 10. And here goes Cruz. To Edmonds, gets a screen out high, over to Watkins, down to 4. And they may not get anything off. Cruz will heave one, and it won't go. Good defense by Marshall County to end the quarter. But they trail by 6 as we head to the fourth. 38-32. Anna-Jonesboro with the lead on the Lady Marshals. We'll continue after this from Draftonville. This is the 2019 CFSB Marshall County Hoopfest, presented by the Grind Session on Tanager Sports. Fourth quarter about to get underway, 38-32, Anna-Jonesboro with the lead. Well, nothing really to speak of as far as foul problems for either team. 2 players in the game with 2 fouls. Kristen Edmonds, one from each team from Anna-Jonesboro, and Kaysen Connor from the Lady Marshals. Other than that, no issues there. And the lead grew as well by 1 point from the last stoppage in play. But Marshall County did trail by as many as 10 and cut it back to 6. Here is a foul on Marshall County as driving in is Edmonds. And that was a delayed call. There goes Here's Hess. Watkins back down toward Hess. It's knocked through her hands by Lange. Good defense by Lange. It'll stay with Anna-Jonesboro. 7:40 to play. Reagan Cruz on the inbound comes to Kristen Edmonds. A look into Cruz, now back out to Watkins. Hess, left side. And into the paint, it is Bundren, and her shot's blocked away. Lange with it, over now to Connor. Mia Teague, out now to Jezik. Bounces it down low. Lange with the left hand. That's a soft, pretty shot from Hallie Lange. And impossible to defend as well. And out high, a travel is called on Edmonds as she caught the basketball. Took a couple of steps.
Hey, she's been doing it all night. All night. That's textbook move.
Addison Denny checks in. And Michaela Bundren is out. Here comes Kaysen Connor for the Lady Marshals. They trail by 4 with 6:44 to play. Connor still looking. Lange pops out. And a hold by Anna Hess.
On the walk. Watch your feet.
6:30 to play.
Watch somebody go to the corner. Hey, she comes, she comes.
3 apiece now. Connor bounce pass to the baseline. Jumper is good from Jordan Reed. And the lead is 2. This is as close as Marshall County's been since they had the lead. Connor deflects it away out of bounds. It will stay with Anna-Jonesboro. Tell you, whoever wins this game, it's going to be a good win. Both of these teams are pretty evenly matched. Watkins. Denny. Now to Edmonds. She gets baseline. Now comes back to the wing for Anna Hess. 5:35 to play. Pass down into the paint, knocked away from behind by Lange, and then a blocked shot by Hallie. Jezik now to Reed. Jordan is fouled. Edmonds will pick up the foul. That could have as easily been called a jump ball.
All the same game, the whole game.
Hands, hands.
Teague to Jezik for the lead. In and out.
Go! Go! Go!
Edmonds for the Lady Wildcats. Over now to Watkins. The 3 won't go. Lange comes down with the rebound. Connor. Crowd getting into this for Marshall County here. I think everybody's just been kind of watching this so far. Lange dumps it inside to Connor. Kaysen comes back to Lange, and it won't go. Tap back out, though, to Teague. Lange, free throw line jumper, banks and rims around. How did that not go in? Here's Denny in a travel. How did that last shot not go in? And it rolled. It rolled all the way around. Joseph Simmons, former Lady Marshals head coach. See him in the building. He now coaches in Nashville. Coach Howard Beth also is here watching the Lady Marshals. Connor gets a step on her defender, drives, no good, back up, it won't fall, but there is Reed with the rebound, out to Teague. Back out now to Hallie. Connor got tripped up, taken away. Here's Cruz. Cruz drives over to the corner for Watkins, and now a ball loose in the paint for a moment, but straight away a look at a three. Won't go. Lange comes down with the board after the Edmonds miss. Fighting hard to tie or take the lead here, the Lady Marshals. And a timeout for Dan Lange. And both teams really dealing with that as on the other end of the court, Anna-Jonesboro just trying to hang on right now, and maybe a couple forced shots on their end as well. It's a 38-36 lead for Anna-Jonesboro. The Lady Wildcats have committed 4 team fouls. Lady Marshals have committed 3. Both teams now will have 3 timeouts remaining. Possession arrow does belong to Marshall County. Foul trouble, Kristen Edmonds with 3, Kaysen Connor with 3. No one else on either side with more than 1. And she had a couple of those in that first half as well. Honestly, Kaysen's body language looks like she doesn't feel very good. I don't know that there's anything to that, but she kind of just has that look like she's in a little bit of pain or something. Connor straight away to Jezik. P back over to Jezik. Floater by Kaysen is good. Kaysen up to 11 now, and we're tied at 38. Yeah, and that works to an advantage for Marshall County from the slasher standpoint because they do have those. And now a 3 by Bundren bounces high and over the backboard, and Marshall County will get it back. Connor. They only have 9 points here in this second half. Down low, Connor can't get it to go, but draws the foul. And Marshall County will be shooting for the lead here. Kaysen to the line. First one off the back iron. It's her first trip to the stripe. Lady Marshals are 5 of 8 from the line in this one. Second one won't go. So we stay tied at 38. 2:30 to play. And timeout here for Anna-Jonesboro. It is a full timeout. They'll be left with 2 timeouts remaining. 2:30 to play here in the game, and we're tied at 38. Well, Jason, the next game is McCracken County and Madisonville North Hopkins. I know you'll have that game, and really an interesting matchup there as you'll see Kenny White, who had a fantastic game against Marshall County last night, taking on Jackson Civils, who is one of the best in the Commonwealth. They had a big win last night over Marshall County in what was an absolutely jam-packed Reed Condor Gymnasium. I expect we'll have that same kind of crowd here tonight for the 4th session of Hoopfest. Marshall County will be playing Prodigy Prep tonight, and that is where that internet sensation Julian Newman will be in action. And now here's a drive and a bucket out of the timeout by Jaylee Watkins. Gives her 9.
Let's go.
Sit down.
A very long one. 40-38.
Sit down.
Anna-Jonesboro by 2. Kaysen back to driver. Now to the baseline. Here is Lange. Back out to Connor. Ball fakes. Comes out to Lane P. A 3 in the air. No, but there's Lange with the follow, and the putback is good. 19 for Hallie. And we're tied at 40 with 1:45 to go. Reagan Cruz out to Jaylee Watkins. Hess looked inside, knocked away for a moment by driver, but staying with it is Anna-Jonesboro. 1:25 to go. Tied at 40. Lundgren to Edmonds. Edmonds drives, stops, comes into the lane. Ball knocked away, and Marshall County's got it. Up ahead for Connor. She's going to go toward the basket and lost it out of bounds. She dribbled it off of her foot.
Kevin, we only got 30s, right?
1:04 to play.
So we have a full one left. Thank you.
AJ asking for time. And this is a 30-second timeout. So and as deliberate, Jason, as this team has been offensively, you could see that they may be in a spot where they're going to try to turn this ball over as many times as they can on their offense to get that final shot. I could see them trying that at least, and they've still got a timeout to work with here in case things get haywire. May not do that, but at this point in the game, it may be the thing to do. We'll see. Into the corner, a trap, and the ball knocked away. It's on the floor, and it'll be a tie-up, and it will be Marshall County basketball. Now will we see Marshall County do the same and go for a timeout here? Yeah, that was not the pass to make there, as Marshall County had changed defenses. And credit the coaching staff for doing that and giving them something different to look at. So Marshall County looking to hold here. Lange out the driver. Now, if there's something that opens up, obviously you'd take the points right here. 18 seconds to play. Jezik out high, and a timeout now for Marshall County with 14.6. So they burned the time that they wanted to, and they'll probably try to hold for about 4 seconds and then make their move as we work down to 14.6 to play. And you have to think that there's 2 players that they're looking at right off the bat, and that's going to be Kaysen and Hallie. Shooters on the floor, though, for Marshall County, including Lane P. that hasn't scored to date, but at any point, deadly from behind the line. If they have to kind of go to the safety valve route and go for a three, I think we'll try to work inside if at all possible here. 14.6 to play. We're tied at 40. Anna-Jonesboro has 1 timeout remaining. Lady Marshals have 2. Possession arrow now belongs to AJ. Neither team in the bonus as of yet. Anna-Jonesboro has committed 5. The Lady Marshals have committed 3. Connor will come into backcourt to P. Back to Connor. Down to 10 seconds to play. Connor with 8. Screen from Lange. Connor starts to drive and is fouled. Anna Hess picks up the foul. That is the 6th team foul. And this now will put Anna-Jonesboro on the spot where that at the next foul, if there is a next foul, it will put Marshall County at the line. Timeout here. And with 5.8 to play, so here we go. Both teams now with 1 timeout remaining as Marshall County called that one. And it'll be Marshall County basketball under their own basket.
Turn around! Turn around! Help!
And it'll be Lane P on the inbound. Comes toward Lange. It's knocked away. The ball's on the floor, and a timeout is called with 2.5 seconds to play. And fortunate, Jason, that Hallie was able to get enough of a hand on it, even with not being able to connect, that it got it to the ground. And I mean, that could have been a run out had Hallie not tipped it down to the ground. I mean, it went through her hands, but she was able to get a hand on it enough to force it into a little bit of a different direction. Otherwise, it really could have been game over. So Anna-Jonesboro will have to bring it 84 feet to hit pay dirt with 2.5 to play. AJ out of timeout, so if you could get a 5-second call here, Marshall County would be able to get it back, but they won't. They'll just let the clock run out and go to overtime. That is an odd way to call up. What in the world, when you think about that, what were they doing? They just gave up. I mean, even if it's a 0.1% chance to make it, it's a chance. Otherwise, it's, I mean, you're just letting the clock run out. It's like getting into victory formation there. So an odd way to end regulation. Will I think so. I think so. We're tied at 40 with the extra period here, and this will be a 4-minute overtime period. Both teams will get a timeout back. And Marshall County will have 2 timeouts as they had 1 left. Lange will jump against Addison Denny as we put the 4 minutes on the board. Tip is up. It's controlled by Marshall County. It is Driver ahead now to Jezik. Back to Connor. Connor gets into the lane, puts it up in the air. It's good. Kaysen Connor puts Marshall County on top for the first time since the first half, right? They never took the lead after they came back from 10 down. It was early. Here is Edmonds. Drives, won't go, and out of bounds to Marshall County. Connor, who has come alive in this second half, has 13. Now to Lange. Driver looks inside. Here is Presley wide open, puts it up. Oh, it rolls out, and it's loose on the floor. Connor gets to it and is fouled. You know, you hear it said a lot, and I think it really is true. Sometimes you get too wide open, and I think that was what happened there. Is I think she tried to lean back originally to find her defender and make that move against her shoulder, and she wasn't there. Kaysen Connor to the line. First one is good, and that's a big one. She missed her first 2 free throws and gets this one to go. And a look for one more here as Marshall County is now in the 1-and-1. Second free throw is too strong, and the rebound comes down to Kristen Edmonds. This may be the best game of Hoopfest so far. And we've had some really good ones. Edmonds over to Cruz. Out to Edmonds, almost walked. Connor knocks it away. Here goes Kaysen to the basket, lays it up and in. 16 for the junior Connor. And a tie-up. Connor ties her up. Possession stays with Anna-Jonesboro. 2:20 to play. 45-40, Marshall County on top. 15-point turnaround in this second half. She is a leader. There is no doubt about it. And now a foul, and this will be on Lane. And Lane P will pick up number 2. Fourth team foul on Marshall County. In the corner, it's Edmonds. She drives baseline, reverse layup, blocked. Blocked by Driver. And the pass is a little too high, but Connor able to come down with it. Foul out high.
You say one more thing, sir, you're out of here. I didn't say anything. Stop. I didn't say a word. I didn't say anything.
Jada Driver will head to the line after the foul on Jaylee Watkins, and that is her third.
Jaylee Watkins, her third. Teammate.
Driver, 5'9" sophomore, 0 of 2 from the line. First one is up, and it rolls home.
Jada Driver at the line for 1 in the bonus.
Driver with a chance to extend it to a 7-point advantage with 1:49 to play here in overtime. The free throw is good. 47-40. Marshall County with the lead. Out high, Connor almost is able to get that one away. from Hess. And now the ball knocked away, and Marshall County's got it. Jezik is fouled.
And he can't get a tree.
It's on Reagan Cruz. That'll be her first, 9th team foul.
Fouls on number 2, Reagan Cruz. Her first, team 9.
Yeah, I did. And I think there was a foul at the end of that, but there was a long time where it wasn't. Jezik, first one good, second one also good. So Presley quietly has worked into double figures here. She's got 10. Watkins has it knocked away by Connor, gets it back, and now a foul on, I think this will be on Driver. Nope, check it, it's on Lange, that'll be her second. Hess at the line. First one is good. Well, and you see that so often that one team will go on a run in an overtime and the other one will be stuck in neutral for a while. I don't know why that happens, but it does very often. Second one is also good. 49-42. And a pass looking for Connor is picked off, but over and back is the call on Kristen Edmonds.
She's got a pivot foot, and she caught it like that.
Wow.
Wow.
1:21 to play. Inbound comes to Lange. Back now to Connor. Connor drives, goes over to lane P. Back out to Kaysen Connor. 1:15 to play. 49-42. Marshall County with the lead here in overtime.
When it clicks, switch it. Jaylee, get up. Jaylee, get up.
Jezik, rather.
Drop.
I guess that's a mix of both names. And a foul out high. This is on Jaylee Watkins, and that will be her fourth. Double bonus now for Marshall County. Driver. Free throw, good. And the second one is also good. 9-point lead for Marshall County. This is a 19-point turnaround just here in this second half. Cruz, a three is off and out of bounds. Substitutions here. We'll see Denny and Walls back in. 39.8 seconds to play in this overtime period. Lady Marshalls 51-42. Baseball run out ahead to Connor. Connor with one to beat, puts it up. It is in, and the foul. 18 now for Kaysen, and a foul on Jaylee Watkins, and that will be it for Watkins. She will foul out with 9 points. We'll see Michaela Bundren replace her. 37.4 to play. Free throw is good. Well, the funny part was the official didn't hand the ball off, and they both took off streaking and then had to stop and turn around. So that AJ should have known what was coming. 20 seconds to play. Lady Marshalls will work this clock out. 54-42. Behind by 10 in the second half. They come back to win this one by 12 and move to 3-0 on the season. And I know Dan Lange has to have a deep breath here after this one, as it was an interesting game to say the least. But 54-42, the Lady Marshalls come up with the win here in overtime, and it's time now. What was it? Wow. That'll win you some ball games there, to say the least. 54-42, Marshall County will have an interview with our MVP coming up in just a few moments after they name the MVP. Jennifer Apple from CFSB, the presenting sponsor of Hoopfest. And it goes to Kaysen Connor. So Kaysen will be over here for an interview in just a second. And again, the final score in this one, 54-42. Marshall County picking up the victory here tonight. Well, Kaysen took off on us, so maybe we won't. I'll tell you what she'd have said. It was a team effort tonight, and I'm thankful to be able to get this, but I also am thankful for all my teammates and my coaches for all that they've done as well, and we've got a big season ahead of us. 54-42, Marshall County with the win. My name is Jeremy Rose. Thanks for being with us. Jason Darnold will be along with you for this Madisonville North Hopkins McCracken County boys game, which will get started in about 12 minutes from now. Stick around for more of the 2019 CFSB Marshall County Hoopfest, presented by the Grind Session here on Tanager Sports.
She had 18 points, 9 rebounds, 1 rebound shy of a double-double. Slow start in the first half. What was the message in second and going into halftime? What was the message from coach?
We just couldn't really get going. Our defense was struggling, communicating. So we just needed to come together as a team and play with defense.
You had the hot hand tonight. Did the offense look kind of around you tonight?
We struggled the first half to shoot some outside shots. And so, somebody just needed to step up and take it to the rim and give me the ball, so it worked out.
Congratulations on the win. Congratulations for the game. Next game, we got 8 minutes coming up. We got McCracken versus Madison. We'll get that going.